You know, Blake's been telling us to think about that song, Come and Get Your Love, for a couple of years now. And I think we felt the love that he has in his heart for all of us, and what an incredible journey he has helped lead us on. Thanks, Blake. We love you. Okay. Well, bringing stories to reality is hard work, but you know what? It's very worth it, and you know that because of your businesses. This morning, we are excited to share the stories of 3 very accomplished Nu Skin leaders. They're just amazing people. They're from the United States, from mainland China, and from Japan. Yep, they're ours too. Facing different challenges along the way means that each has had to develop special solutions in order to continue that success and help others also achieve that same success. Each leader will share their own experiences and bring their own vision to reality. And hopefully, as they're bringing their own vision to reality, you'll feel it and you'll think of some ways that you can bring your vision to reality. They'll help us all. Are you ready to hear their stories? You are in for a treat from all of them. So please help me welcome to introduce our first leader, Vice President of Programs, Mr. Justin Kiesel. Ha!
Hey, Ruth.
Go get him.
Thank you, Ruth. Good morning, Nu Skin. How are you? It's great to be here with you this morning to introduce our first presenter. Laura Call Felton lives right here in the United States. And Laura, thank you. Laura she grew up with Nu Skin. She started her business in her 20s. Today, she's reached Circle of Excellence 4 status. Laura and her husband live in Connecticut, and they're the parents of 3 great children, Jessica, Cameron, and Daniel. Please give her a warm Nu Skin welcome. 30-year presidential director, Circle of Excellence 4, and 4-year chief ambassador, Laura Call Felton.
Woo!
We get a selfie?
Good. Yeah. Awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. What an absolute privilege to be here with you today. This morning is all about vision. And of course, vision is something so much more than what we see for our futures. It's something that we feel in our hearts and at our core. So I'd like to share with you the moment in time when I first discovered that Nu Skin was going to become part of my life vision. I'm going to take you back in time. It was March of 1988, and I was getting ready to graduate from college and doing all the things that seniors traditionally do. I was going to job fairs and taking job interviews, and quite frankly, wasn't really excited about any of the job opportunities. Definitely not the starting salaries, not the rigid 9 to 5, and definitely not the idea of working for someone else's dream. And I started to feel like I was being put into a box. And so one evening, my parents, who were top leaders in Nu Skin at the time, were heading to a meeting and invited me to come along. And the truth of the matter is, I had absolutely no interest in going to a meeting, but it was in Miami, and I kind of liked the idea of going and practicing my Spanish. And so I went and just said, it's Miami, you know, everything fun happens in Miami. But I will tell you that as I sat in the audience, and I listened to all the different people share their stories and talk about how Nu Skin products had changed their life and how the business had impacted them, I became inspired. And I had that light bulb moment that I know all of you have had at one point, and it was the moment that really spoke to me. And I looked at it and I said, I could see myself doing this. I had always thought of myself as an entrepreneur, as a boss babe. That's my boss babe pose, by the way. As a boss babe long before the word existed. And I left that meeting very inspired, and I came home and I said to my parents very confidently, I decided what I want to do for my life's career. I want to be a new skin distributor. And with that, that was it. My decision was made, and very quickly after that, oh, by the way, that was a photo of me at that meeting. I put Nu Skin on my graduation cap and never looked back. That's how clear my vision was. And then shortly after, there was a Nu Skin convention. I was 2 weeks old. There's a photo of me and Blake. Where's Blake? We've not aged a bit, right, Blake? Thanks to Nu Skin, of course. But how many people are here for your first convention? Let me just see. Okay, first of all, congratulations to all of you for believing in your dreams and committing to be here. Leaders are born at events. That is like something we have always heard and is so true. Leaders are born at events. This is your time. So I will admit, though, that at my first convention, I kind of looked around and I had a little bit of a concern. It was a smaller event, smaller convention, and it appeared that there were a lot of businessmen in suits, so I wasn't feeling like I looked like everybody else. And because I was 22 years old at the time, everyone seemed very old in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. Which, of course, yeah, you can imagine how that makes me feel now that I'm in my 50s. But I was okay. But I did start to doubt myself. And I started to think to myself, is anyone going to take me seriously? As a young woman with no business experience, how is that going to be? Has anybody here ever doubted yourself, right? You think, I'm not young enough or old enough or smart enough or funny enough or influential enough, or I can't present, or we all have these doubts in our minds, I believe. I think it's just natural. The key, of course, is not to let our doubts override our desires, right? Our desires, our vision has to be stronger. And fortunately for me, it was. And after this convention, my parents asked me a question that really forced me to think about how I was going to turn my vision into reality. They said, we're so excited that you're so excited, but who are you planning on talking to? Because all of our friends and family already know about the business. So I went back to something that I had learned at convention about focusing on your strengths, not your weaknesses. And I loved what was shared yesterday, which is even bigger than that, like double down on your strengths. And so I went back and kind of thought, well, I'm really good at connecting with people. I love people. I'm really good at making, small talk with strangers. And I'm really good at turning strangers into friends. So I'll just go out there and start talking to people, since talking is clearly what I do best. So with that, I developed my whole walking and talking. Now, I don't know how many of you have heard about my walking and talking. It's kind of what I did to initially build the business. I would go into New York City where there were unlimited amounts of people to talk to. And I would kind of put on a little business suit, and I would look for people who had a bit of a vibe, mostly just a positive energy, look friendly, kind of had that, you smile, they smile back, whatever. But I was looking for an energy, you can feel that. And I would walk up to strangers and say, excuse me, can I ask you a crazy question? And for those that said yes, I would say, would you consider yourself to be an open-minded business person? And again, if they said yes, I'd say, because I'm expanding a business in the area and I'm looking to connect with people, and I would love to introduce you to my amazing products and a way to supplement your income. Do you have a business card? And I wonder sometimes, like if it was that I spoke really fast. I did that normally a lot faster, but I tried to slow it down for translations. but I would talk really fast, and people would feel my energy, and they would give me their business card. And then I would immediately call them the next day and follow up and kind of weed out the ones that were just curious from the ones that were really interested. But I did this with confidence and belief. And my belief, of course, came from the fact that I was passionate about our products. I believe so much in the company. And when you come to events like this, it helps you develop your belief and your confidence in yourself. And I learned very quickly that it wasn't so much what I said verbatim, because people always say, what exactly did you say? And I always say it's not so much what you say, but it's how you say it. And I would set goals for myself. And I would, every single day, I would say, I'm not coming home until I spoke to 30 people, or whatever the number was. Like I always recommend to people, set a goal. How many people you're going to reach out to, how many people you're going to friend, how many phone calls you're going to make to schedule parties. However it is that you build the business, the goals are so important. And at the same time, there's a lot of rejection involved. So I was rejected a lot. In fact, I can stand up here and say, I am perhaps one of the most rejected people you have ever seen before, but that's okay, because along with all of the no's came a lot of yeses. And it's really all the numbers game. It's really just a part of the business. Not one leader in this room, presidential director, is going to say, yeah, everybody said yes to me. It just doesn't happen. And I became a blue diamond at the age of 24 and a team lead, or what we call a presidential director today at 25. Thank you. Thank you. And I will say the ironic thing is that when I did this, when I would come to events like this, the amount of businessmen in suits, which was, of course, my stereotype for success at that young age, would come up to me and say, wow, it must be really great to do this business as a young woman. And I would laugh to myself and just think, you know what? We all do it, all of us. The grass is always greener on the other side. We always think someone else has the easier, and it's not. We all have strengths. We all have to find those strengths and truly just focus on them. So, one other major perk in my walking and talking is I met my husband while walking and talking. And let's just say he could not give me his card fast enough. Yes, that was a major, major perk. But I will tell you, for his sake, it has not always been so easy being married to a walker and talker. It definitely has its moments. I would always do all sorts of crazy things. So when we first got married and I would book us on flights, I would always book us in 2 separate seats so I could double up on the amount of people I could meet. And whenever we would get into taxis in New York City, and this is no joke, I would walk into the taxi, and whoever was getting out of the taxi, I would say, excuse me, do you believe in fate? And they would just kind of look at me, and I'd say, because I'd like to believe with all the taxis that I could be getting into and you could be getting out of, that there's a reason we're meeting right now, and I happen to be expanding a business in the area, and I would go, blah, blah, and then say, do you have a business card, or let's connect? Of course, today I just say, you're on social media, and let's connect there. So, it is all around us. And I was laughing yesterday at the elevator pitch story, because truly, every time we'd go to a hotel, I would always ask to stay on the highest floor, not truthfully so much because of the view. It was just so that I can meet that many more people in the elevator going down and going up, right? So develop a power line and learn it. I just heard Blake's power line. That was amazing. You delivered a power line on stage about helping people, and you want to learn about changing lives and a business. I mean, that was beautiful. We need Blake's just like one of us. So it was pretty amazing. And I will tell you, many, many, many of our evenings with my husband would begin with something like this. honey, could we please just have a night with no prospecting tonight, no strangers, just me and you? Can anybody else relate to that? Okay, so who are my walker and talkers? Who are the people that love recruiting, prospecting, talking about our products and our business wherever you go? Love it. Now, I realize that straight out walking and talking may not be for everyone, but certainly connecting with people and making small talk and making friends wherever you go, whether it's in Starbucks or online at a bank or wherever you are, talking about weather or books or whatever the thing in common, it is a great way to open your doors to meet new people. And social media, to me, is the new walking and talking. There are literally unlimited amounts of people you can connect with and you can meet on social media. How many people are using social media just as a way of opening up your doors and of communication to new people, right? It's everywhere. And just remember this, though, at the end of the day, as you are sending out friend requests and joining groups and hashtagging photos, people are going to come to your social media platforms and they are going to check you out. And just remember, you are your brand. And once you post something, it is there. So just make sure it's congruent with how you want to represent yourself, your values, your integrity, because really and truly, people have to like you in order to want to do business with you and in order to want to try your products and buy from you. And I really just believe that for everyone, you just have to find that perfect balance between where high tech and high touch meet, and everyone's going to have a different combination in the way you go about and build the business. Something else I learned right from the very beginning, which helped me immensely, and it has been talked about by a lot of speakers, was to start with the end in mind. To really be clear on your vision and what it is that you want your life to be, right? To know your why and have that in your memory. Some people do it with vision boards, because when you go through the ups and downs and you get the rejection and a lot of the songs that Blake referenced, and that happens, right? You need to be really connected to your why in order to get past that. And for me, my vision from the very beginning was always very clear. I wanted to be a wife, a mom, and a businesswoman. And I never wanted to have to choose between the mom and the businesswoman part. I really wanted it all. And I found that thanks to the flexibility that Nu Skin offers, we really do have that opportunity. I was able to build this business and set up appointments to show people products and talk about my business in between carpooling and nap hours and scheduling these appointments in between games and recitals. And I left Monaco early because my son was being recognized in lacrosse, and it was so meaningful for me to be there. And my son Cameron surprised me and flew in at midnight. I'm so happy just because he wanted to support me. And my sisters came and my husband. It's like family is what drives me. And I knew that, and I always... How many of you, is family just your reason why you're doing this, right? It's everything. And it really is. So thanks to that message. So this is hard work, guys. This is a business, just like any other business, but it's a business that you do it on your terms, and you can go as fast or as slow as you want, but the flexibility is just something that is truly a gift. So people always ask me, how do I stay so motivated, and why am I so much in the trenches in the capacity that I am now, 31 years after joining Nu Skin? And honestly, it's not that difficult. When you love what you do, when you are passionate about what you do, it draws you in. You want to do it. And I have always felt that about Nu Skin, that it's just what I want to do. And I will say that Sandy's hashtag motivated by love really speaks to me. And I actually think it says it best. And it's when great things happen when we are focused on helping others. And knowing that I am able to play even just a small part in changing someone's life, in giving them, showing them the products and the vehicle, and knowing that they, and I'm able to teach them the skills to teach others and pay it forward. And we talk a lot about legacy. Long after we're gone, the people that we have touched and helped with this business, and the people they have helped, and the teams and the customers and everything that grows, that's going to go on long after we are here. And it's so much more than just the impact in our lives and in those of our teams and our customers. Through the Force for Good and Nourish the Children initiative, we're change makers around the world. And I was able to really see this and experience it firsthand when my husband Mitchell and my daughter Jessica and I had the good fortune of going to Malawi and truly seeing the difference we are making. It is incredible, and yet there is so much more work that we can be doing. Can you imagine just like looking around in this room if every single person decided to become, and I love the new terminology, a friend, a Nourish the Children friend, or you went to the giving machines and more importantly incorporated that in every time you brought someone into the business, the impact that we could have around the world. Together, we are so much greater than the sum of our parts. I am truly so incredibly proud of the new skin culture that we are all a part of. From our visionary management team that I am looking at right now, to all of our inspiring leaders, to everyone in the new skin family, when like-minded, like-hearted people come together, anything is possible. Now let's keep making magic together and changing more lives around the world. Thank you.
Please welcome to the Nu Skin stage, President of Nu Skin Japan, Kazunori Kobayashi.
How are you doing, everybody? What an amazing, inspiring morning we are having together so far. What do you think? Do you agree? Okay, let's give one more applause to Laura Cole for her inspiring speech. Our next leader speaker is a Circle of Excellence 4 executive who comes from Japan. Truly, his work has changed people all across Japan, where he concentrates his work for their growth effort. He says his success comes from following the example of Nu Skin founder Blake Roney, believing you have the power to help others. And his motto of everything is for the success of his downline. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome 20-year Presidential Director, Circle of Excellence 4, and 2-year Platinum Presidential Director, and 15-year Chief Ambassador, Tomohiko Hashikawa, to the stage.
Minasan, konnichiwa.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. 안녕하세요. Good. 大家好。日本から来ました橋川と申します。
Hashikawa,
今
coming from
日
Japan.
このニュースキンの始まりの地で皆さんとお会いできた
So
ことを
today
本当に
it's
嬉し
really
く
a
思いま
privilege
す。
to meet you the way New Skin started.
私は、ニュースキンビジネスをスタートしたのが24歳の時です。
When I was 24, I
当時の私
started
は
New Skin business. At
大
that
した
time,
学歴もないサラリーマンでした。
I didn't have an academic
それから
background. I
25年
just
以上
employed by a
つまり
company.
人生の半分以
But
上
over
このビジネスを続けていくこと
25
になり
years in
ま
the
す。
past, spending more
ニュー
time
スキンに参加して最も変化したことは、
in this business.
ライフスタイルでも
So
素
what
敵な
changed
時間の
most
過ごし
in
方
the
でもありませ
business
ん。
is not the way I
最も変
live.
わったのは
The biggest change
自分の
I
内面
experienced
人としての
is the
あり方だと思います。
inside me. So the person I am. So that's the biggest change.
変わったきっかけは初めてこのニュースキンライブに25
So
年前に
what
参加した
started
ことです。
this change is that the day I participated in
大きな
this
きっか
event,
けを得て、
New Skin Live
私
25
は
years
ビジネ
ago.
ス活動を進めていきました。
Then the business
以前
started
の
to
私
take off.
は
The
常
before,
に自分のことを考え、
I only thought about
仕
myself.
事でいい結果を出したいとか、
I just tried
出世したいとか、
create good
そういっ
results
た
in
こ
my
とばかりを
the
自己中
business
心
and
的に考える人
trying
間
to
でし
get
た。
promoted in my company before New Skin.
しかし、その
However,
考え方というのはニュースキン
That
ビジ
way
ネス
of
では
thinking
通用しません。
is not applied to New Skin business at
仲
all.
間と一緒でなければ、彼らが成功しなければ、
If
自分自
your
身の成功はあり
downline
ません。
don't succeed, you cannot succeed.
ベロシティというのは、
And
ま
the
さに
velocity,
そのシステムを体現し
So
た
this
素晴
principle
らしいシステムだと思います。
is really applied. So it's a wonderful system.
人の数と同じだけ成功の形はあります。
There are ways of succeeding
人によって
as there are many people.
思い描く成功の形というのは違
Depending on the
います。
individual, how you want to succeed is different.
サークル・オブ・エクセレンス4メンバーである私は、
So I am a
よくこんな質
Circle
問を
of
受けま
Excellence
す。
4 member, and then I'm asked this question very often. You
な
have
ぜ
a
今で
lot
も
of
最前
success
線
already.
で仕事を続けるのかと。
Why you still continue to work as hard as you are doing
答
right
え
now?
は仲間の成功のため
The
です。
answer is for my
ビジネスの
downline
スタート
success.
これは私は自分自身のこと、そして自分
When I
自身の夢
started,
のためでした。
I started my business for my own
で
dreams,
も
for
今
my
で
own
は
success.
多くの仲間たちと目標、
But
多くの
today,
仲間たちの目標と夢が私の
I'm
夢で
doing
も
this
あります
because for my downline's dream, downline's goals for the business.
私が努力を続けるもう一つの理由があります。
Another reason I'm
そ
doing,
れは
I keep
世界
doing
の
this
フォース・フォー・グッドであり
is
続けるということです。
that I want to be
私にとって
the
フォース・
force
フォ
for
ー・
good
グッド
through
の
the
精神
world.
というのは
The
とても大切
philosophy
です。
of force for good is really
私た
precious
ちに
to me.
は世界を変える力がある。
We do have the power to change the world.
この
I
力を
believe
信
in
じれる
that.
かどうかで全て
Whether
が
you
変わ
can
ります。
believe it or not
この確信が全ての土台なんで
that
す。
decides your future because this concept,
ニュース
this
キンの
philosophy
創業
is
者の
foundation
一
for
人である
everything.
ブレイク・ローニーと
So
の出
one
会い
of the
が私の
founders,
人生を変え
that
ま
Blake
した。
Roney, changed my life entirely.
彼の影響を受けて
The
世
his
界をより良いも
influence
のに変えていきたい。
that made me
そう考えるようになりました。
decide to change the positive difference in this world.
フォース・フォー・グッドの考え方に触発されてグループの
So
仲間
triggered by
と
the
ボランティア団
this
体を
the
作りました。
the force for good philosophy, I created the volunteer organization
恵
together
まれ
with
な
my
い子供
downline.
たちとか、恵
So
まれない
we
環
wanted
境
to
にあ
do
る子供たち
something
に
for the children
将来と夢を
that
与え
in
るという活動です。
some less fortunate circumstances. So that's the
その
purpose of
活
this
動を
organization.
仲間と一緒にやっているときに
When
た
I'm
くさんの
doing
困難に
this
直面し
together
ます。
with the downline and
でも
other people,
その度に
we face a
私は
lot of
考えます
difficulties. But every
ブ
time
レイク
I
なら
face
どう考
difficulty,
え
I
どう
try
行
to
動するだ
think,
ろう。
okay, how the Blake would react to these
私から
difficulties.
皆さんに対するアドバイスは
My
とても
advice
シ
to
ンプル
you
なものです。
is very simple.
それは明確なビジョンを持つということ。
That try to have a clear vision.
ビジョンを明確に思い描いてください。
Make your vision as
そ
clear
して
as possible.
ニュースキーについて
And
本当にいいと思ったことを伝えてください。
They share
それがビジョンの
what you
実現に
think
つな
is
がります。
really good about the new skin with other people. That will lead to the realization of the vision.
私は25年前に このイベントに初めて
25
一人で
years
参
ago,
加しました。
I participated in this event alone.
一番上の2階席の3階席でしょうか。
I was in the
一
other
番
third
上の席
level,
の
I think
一
the
番
top of the
奥の
floor,
席でした。
and then the far back,
そこ
and
か
I
ら
was sitting in the
私はス
seat,
テージを見ながら、
and I was watching the stage.
でもニュースキンの本当の意義と目的を理解しました。
But I understood the true purpose
それは
and intention
私
of
の
New
人生
Skin.
の意義と目的を理解した瞬間でもありました。
And that was the moment I got, my
そ
purpose
して
and my
今日
intention for my
僕はこ
life.
こに立っています。
And I'm standing here today.
それは25年前に
And
僕がイメージした通りの出来事が起こったんです。
this is actually
僕が
as
今日ここに立っているのは
imagined
想
as
像できないことではありません。
25 years ago. This
その
is
当
not
時僕が想
unimaginable.
像した通りのことにな
I
りました。
imagined this scene 25 years ago
ブレイ
when I
クた
first
ちのよう
participated in
に
the
何
New
か
Skin Live.
影響を与えれるような人間になりた
I
い
want to be a person
僕は
like
2階席
the
の
Blake
一番
Ronnie,
奥で
our founders,
思ったんで
that
す。
who can impact positively the
会
lives
社の
of
創
other
業者
people.
のビジョンを理解して日本に帰ると
Understanding the vision of the founders.
ビジネスの活動に移し
And
ました。
back in Japan, I
私のビジョンは
took my action
本当にい
toward
いと
that.
思うものだけを
My belief is that to share that what you really believe is good with other people. It's very simple.
それまでの自分というのは、もと
Before
もと
that,
会社員だった時にセ
I
ール
was
スをしてい
the
ましたの
corporate
で、
employee.
なんとか
I
物
was
を
a
買ってもらう
salesperson.
という考え
I
方
just
でした。
tried to sell products
でも
as
日
many
本
as
に帰ってから
possible.
の
But back in
私のビジネ
Japan,
スの形は変わりま
that
した。
from the New Skin Live,
本当にいいと思
my
うものを
business
シェア
was
をする。
changed. I just
本当にい
wanted
いと
to
思う
share
もの、
what I
分かって
really
くれる
believe
人
is
だけで
good.
いいという考え
That
方
with
に
the
変わりまし
people
た。
who really I really care.
そしてそ
And
の2年後、
2 years later,
次の、ニュースキンライブに僕は多くの仲間を連れて
in the
参加
next
した
New
んです。
Skin Live, I participated in the event
それ
with
が
many
本
other
格的
people
なビジ
that
ネス
from my
構築
group.
の始まりになりました。
So that's how I started. Building my
皆
organization
さん
really
の
big.
来られている皆さんの多くの方が
Many of you
今回初めて
who are here,
参加をされている方だと思います。
Participating in this event for the first time.
初めてというのは非常に緊張もしますし、
So you may be
何
feeling
か
nervous,
落ち着かないかもしれませ
or
ん
you
が
may be feeling
初めてという
uneasy.
のは人生において
But your
一度し
first
か
time,
何事もないんです。
You can experience it, only once.
なのでぜひこの初めての体験を楽し
So
んでください。
please enjoy your first time.
私にとっても
For me,
25年前の初
25
めて
years
参加し
ago,
たこの
when I
ニュ
participated
ー
in
ス
the
キンライブ
first
というのは
time, New
本
Skin
当に
Live,
貴重な体験で
it was really
今では宝
precious,
物です。
and then it's my treasure.
皆さんは今回のイベントで
For
たくさんのものを感じると思うんです。
You will feel a lot of things
ニュ
in
ー
your
スキンという
heart.
会社は本当に素晴らしい。
Okay, so this
自国
company
に
is
戻って頑張
wonderful,
ろうという気持ちにな
and then
っ
you're
ていると思
really
います。
motivated to do your business in your home country.
でも
But
自国に戻って
when you get back
努力を
home,
始めると
when you
おそら
start
く
the
困
activities,
難に当たることもあるでしょ
you face your
う。不安を
challenges,
感じることもあるでしょ
you
う。
feel uneasy,
孤独を感じることもあるで
and
しょう。
you feel alone.
でも思い出してほ
However,
しいんです。
please remember,
今日この会場で
here today
この
in
空
this
間を
arena,
共にしているた
we
くさん
share
の
this
仲間たちのこ
space
とを思い
with
出してく
this
ださい。
moment together.
前
And
で
remember,
一生懸命あなたには
these
何かを
many
渡そうとして一生
and as
懸命何
speakers
かを
and
喋っ
these
ていた
people are
人たち
trying
のことを
to share
思い出してくださ
something
い。
with you, please remember
そ
this
して
moment
乗り越えてください。
and get over
そ
your
の
challenges,
困難や不安や孤
difficulties,
独を乗り越えてほしいんです。
these things. You can come over them.
そして次回の
And
ニュースキンライブで
next
は
time, in next convention, New Skin
24
Live,
歳の時の僕が
just
やっ
like
たように
I
たくさん
did
の
at
仲間を
the age
連れ
24,
てここ
bring
に戻
many
ってきてほしい
other
んです。
people as possible. Come back with other people.
皆さんが何人の仲間と一
How
緒に
many others
次回
can you
ここに
bring
戻ることができる
next
か。
time?
おそらく2年もの時間があります。
Because we have 2 years, right?
10人でしょうか、20人でしょう
Maybe
か、
10 people,
30人で
20
しょうか。
people, or 30
もうそ
people.
こまで行けば成功は目の前です。
Then your success is
ぜひ
just in front of you.
今回
Right.
感じたたくさんのものを持って帰っていただき、
Bring
多
home
く
a
の
lot of
方
things
と
you've
シ
learned
ェアしてくださ
through
い。
this and share them as many people as
共
possible.
にこれからも
And together,
世界を変えるフォー
let's
スオブ
change
グ
the
ッド
world.
であり続けて
Let's
くださ
keep
い。
being
本日
a
は
force
ありが
for
とうござい
good.
ました。
Thank you very much.
To introduce our next leader presentation, please welcome to the stage President of Nu Skin Mainland China, Vincent Chang.
Hello, Nu Skin! How are you today? Is that a tremendous speech? Let's give another round of applause to Mr. Hashikawa. Arigatou gozaimasu, Hashikawa-san. For every successful event, one of the critical factors is the audience. You are the audience we have never seen is the best. Give us a big round of applause to yourself. You are so great. Our final leaders sharing this morning come to us from mainland China. She and her husband, Mr. Wu, working for Nu Skin for 15 years. She was invited to ring the bell together with her family in New York Stock Exchange and sign her name on the bell ring roster. She has achieved the rank of Circle of Elite 3 and working very hard to become the Circle of Elite 4. This is a morning full of rock stars. Why is she dedicated to building her business and committed to the success of business partner? She will share her insight now on why it is important to continue to share business opportunity and give back to the society. Please welcome her to the stage. 13 years old team elite and 6-year team elite partner, 三星领航名人 and Nourish Children Chief Ambassador. Ladies and gentlemen, Michelle Liu.
我们如新的家人
My
们，
dear
大
Nu
家
Skin
早
family,
上
good
好！
morning.
太棒了，
Wonderful.
谢谢
Thank you so
谢
much.
谢，
Thank you.
我们非常高兴
I'm
从
so
全
pleased
球
and so
不
happy
同的
to
市
see
场
all the friends
来到盐
and
湖
all the
城，
family
我
of
们
Nu
一起
Skin
来
to
感
be
受
here together
如新善的力
in
量的
Salt
文
Lake
化，
City and to
一
be part
起
of
分
the
享
force for
如
good
新
and
美
to
好。
share
这种
our
感觉是不是
experience
非常
and
棒？
share the love of Nu Skin. This is wonderful, isn't it?
因为我们都是一群善良、
We are
正直
all、part of
乐于
Force
助
for
人的
Good.
好人，
We are people
大家
of
同意吗？
integrity and we're here to help others. Yes?
给我们自己一个最热
A big
烈
hand for
的掌
ourselves.
声！太棒了！
Wonderful,
而且
wonderful.
鼓掌的时候，我们一定要大声的鼓掌。
And you have to
热
applaud
烈
really,
的鼓掌
applaud really hard.
这个掌声不是给舞台的
This is
人，
applause. This
而是给我
applause
们
is
在
not
座
for
每一
me.
位，
It's to all
因
of
为我
us
们
in this
都
room.
是最棒的。
We are the best.
今天非常高兴，
Today, I'm so happy
我能够站在这个
to
国
be
际的
able to
舞台，
stand on the
跟
stage
各位一起分享
to share
愿
with
景的
you
实现。
how to
我叫
realize
梁
your
宏
vision.
东，
My name is
来
Michelle
自
Liang
中国
from
大陆。
China, mainland China.
愿景
Vision
是人们生命中最有价值的一份
is the
资产，
most valuable asset
它
in
会
your
让我们的
life.
生活
Vision
充满希
makes your
望，
life full of
闪闪
hopes,
发光。
make you
我
glow.
的脑海里面时常
In my head,
会有
I
一幅
usually
一幅
have
美好的
more,
画面，
a lots of
我非
visions,
常希
a
望
lot of
透过
pictures,
努力
beautiful pictures
可以
in my
去
head,
实现
and I
我
want
想
to
要的
realize every
人
one of
生。
those pictures.
那我的愿景
My
是什么
vision,
呢？
what is my
我
vision?
非常希望可以在
My
我
vision
儿女长大的时候，
Is to take
我
my
能够
children
保
with
持
me
年轻。
and I grow younger
我可以成
every
为
year.
帮助很多
I
人的
hope
这样的
to
一个
become a
有能
person
力的
who
好
can
人。
help more people.
当然，我也带
And
着我的
of
孩
course,
子、我的伙伴
I
去做
take
各
my
种
team
公
with
益
me.
慈善的
We
活动
engage，in a
让
lot of
他们
charity work
也能够成为
works.
有能力帮助他
I
人
sort
的
of help
温
them
暖的
to
人。
help other people.
那我最希望的是，可以透过
And
如
more
新
important,
去帮助
I
更多
like to
更多
help
的
more
人。
people through the platform
那
of New Skin.
我在如新，谢谢
Thank you.
谢谢各位
Thank you so
谢谢各
much.
位，这一切都是如新的美好。
This is the beauty of
我
New
在
Skin.
如新经历了3个阶段，
I have 3 stages of my,
第一个
there
阶
are
段
3 stages of my New
是
Skin career.
学习，
The first
沉
stage
淀。
is to learn and to
第2个
reflect.
阶段
Stage
是
2
在成长
is
积
to
累。
grow.
当然，第3个阶段
Number 3
我们
is the
成
third
熟
stage
成长。
is to mature and to
那
grow.
在加入如新的一开始，
At the
我也
beginning
会
of
非
my
常
New
着
Skin
急，
career, I
很
was
想
anxious.
看到结果
I，wanted to see
但
results
是
right away,
却没有关注我们自己
but I
的行
forgot
动
to take care
学
of
习
my
和
team
改变的
member
速度。
and forgot to learn.
如新在2003年进入中国大陆，
China market
我
was
是
opened in
2004年
2003. I joined New Skin in
在
2004.
加入如新。一开始我们非常着
At the
急，
beginning,
但是
I was
在
sort
这
of
个过程中，
anxious
我们
about
不知道
seeing
原
the
来我们
result.
应该关注的是
I
自
did
己
not
的改
realize
变。
we had to look into
2005
ourselves
年到08年，
between 2005 and
由于
2008.
一点点的一个成绩，但是
I had
没有太
achieved
多的经验，
a
所
preliminary
以
result,
团队
but I
调
was
整的
not
非常
experienced.
非常厉害。
So I had a
我有
very
一
bad
段很
period
长的
with
迷
my
茫
team.
期，
I was
看不到
lost.
希望。
Actually, I could not
我不
see
知道
hope. I could
我
not
应
see
该
the
做什
future.
么。
I didn't
看
know
上
what
去
to
我好
do.
像也努力，但
I was
是
very busy,
找不到方向。
but I had
我
no
们
direction.
在耗着，在熬着，
All the efforts went into
我也
the-
知道我
in-
要
in-
继续的
was
往
was
前走，但
wasted
是
actually.
内心非常的迷
We
茫。
kept telling ourselves to
我
move
困惑
forward,
过，
but we didn't know
我
where to
挣
go.
扎过，我甚
I
至
struggled.
哭过好多次，
I cried so
我
many
也想
times.
过放弃。
The idea of giving up even came to me
在
several times.
2009年
However, in
我终于
2009,
突破了，
I came out
我
of
知
this
道
tragedy.
任何的美好
I
都
came
不
out
可
of
能
this very
简简
difficult
单单
period. I
容易
realized
得
that
到。
success takes hard work.
我开始不断的问自己，究竟
I started to ask
我原
myself,
来愿景的那种生
what
活
was
状
my
态，
vision?
是不是
What
一
was
定
my original
可以透过我的
intention
努
to join
力
New Skin?
在如新可以实现？我不断的问自己，
So I reset
为什么
myself.
我要来做如新？
I asked myself, why am I
重复
here?
反
Why
复地
am
问。
I with New Skin?
最后结果，我告诉自己，
Finally,
我
I
一定
convinced
一
myself.
定可以在这里透过努
I
力
convinced
去实
myself
现
that
我想
my
要的
dream could be
愿景和
realized
生活。
through New Skin.
2009年，
It
我
was
终于突
2009.
破了，我放下了很多的一些
I moved on to the
焦
next
虑。
phase. I put down
我
all
走
my
出去。
anxiety.
我去开发
I
开发
restarted.
新的市场，我面对很多的新的
I went on
朋
to
友
open up，new
我大量的
markets.
去沟通，大
I
量的去分
recruit
享，
many people.
把如新的美好，
I share the
告诉给他
beauty
们。
of New Skin with many
然后
people.
这种状态，不断的在市场里面去感受，
And
从而
receive positive
又把这样
feedback
的一个
from
积
the
极的状
market.
态带回到我原来
And
的
I
市
became
场，
more and more
让我的
active.
伙伴看到，原
And
来
I,
只有你
as an
走出
example,
去，
set the
只有你不
example
断
for
的去
my team
面对
members.
开发
So
新
my
市
team
场，
members started to move forward with me.
才会在这里不断的成长和突破。
And that is the secret of being successful.
透过大量的行动，改
You
变
have to
自
take
己。
actions.
我2010年成为
2010,
了一星领航名人。
I became Circle of Excellence 1.
各位在座，其实我的经历跟大家会很相似。
I
我也
believe
是
many
听
of
着
you
看
share
着
the
很多
same
前辈
process
老
like
师
mine.
在台上
I
分享着
benefit
他们的
greatly
如心
from
故
my
事，
mentors.
看到他们也是一步一步的突破和成
I
长。
realize
所
it
以
takes hard
在座的
work
各
to be
位，
successful.
你一定要相信，
So you
你
have
现
to
在的
believe
每一份努力，
everything you
每一
do
份的付
today
出
is
都会
making
累
a
积，
successful you
都会
tomorrow.
成长。我们不要只是关注我们短暂的3到5年的一
Set
些
your
短期
goal,
的成绩，
set a
而
long-term
我们
vision.
更需要的是关注我们
Look
自己的
beyond 3
成
to
长。
5 years
透
and
过
grow
努力
yourself
5
by
到
taking
10年，
actions.
你所
Set
愿
the
景的一
vision
切
for
都
the
会
period
实
of
现
5。to 10 years. I believe you will make it.
那现在很多人也在问我，为什
I'm
么
also often
我现在
asked
还
by
这么
many
努力
of？
我
my
现
team
在还
members,
在不断的去
why
开发
are you
新市
still
场
working so，
不
hard
断的
since you
跟
have
新
achieved so
朋友
much？
一起去感
Why
受、
are you
分
still
享如
recruiting
新的这
sponsor
美好的
people,
一切。
sponsoring people?
因为我真的非常爱如新，
The answer is very simple because I
我
love
爱
New
如
Skin.
新，
I love New
我希
Skin.
望能够带着更多的责任、
I want to take
热
up
情、
more
使命
responsibilities.
愿景。
I believe
去帮
in our
助
mission.
更多
I
的
have a
人。
clear vision. I want to help more
现在
people.
是如新最好的时机，
This is the best
无论
time
您是
for,
在哪个
for
市
you
场，
to do New
我们
Skin.
都是如新人。我们肩上
No
都
matter
同样
which
肩负
market
着
you're in, we
如
are all
新的
part of
这
the
样
New
的一个
Skin
善的力量
family.
的这样
We
的
are
使
all
命。
part of the force for
我
good.
们一起努力，
Let's work
透
together.
过我们真诚、善良的去分享、表达如新的美
Let's
好，
continue to
让
share
更多
the
的人
beauty of
从
New
我们的
Skin
身
with
上
many other
去
people.
看到，原
Let's
来
be the
如
example.
新人
Let's
是
show
非
others how
常非
beautiful
常
New
棒。
Skin is.
各位，你们相信如新的美好跟你有关系吗？
Do you believe in New Skin? Yes?
相信可以
Do you
透过
believe-
我们，无论在哪个市场，
No matter
我
where
们
you are,
一起
do
共
you
同努力
believe，if we work
去让
together,
如新
we can
能
make
够成
New
为
Skin bigger,
帮助越
we
来
can help
越
more
来
people.
越多的人的这样的一个创业平台吗？太棒了！
Great.
记住
This
这
is
种
wonderful.
感觉，记住这种
Keep
美
this
好
feeling，
让我
in
们
your mind.
回到各自的市场
Take it，home.
一起努
Share
力
with your，
创
friends
造更多
and
的微
people
笑
around you. Let's
成
create
为
more smiles
可
around the
以
world.
去帮助他人的
Let's
好
make
人
New。
我
Skin
们一起
the
努
best
力。
platform in the world in helping
我是
others.
梁宏东
My name
来
is
自
Michelle
中
Liang
国
from
大陆
mainland China.
我爱如新。
I love New Skin. I love New Skin.
Felt. Tell your story and consider how you are going to bring your story to life, just like we learned from these masters of their craft. We all have stories to tell. And as you are at your various phases of your new skin journey, you will continue to build on that story as long as you bring vision to reality. So break now, but come back because our afternoon session starts right at 1 o'clock, just like yesterday. Try not to leave the arena so you don't have to come back in through security. The doors will stay open. But grab some concessions for lunch and we will see you right back here at 1 o'clock. Thank you, New Skin.